The Scrum team consists of one Scrum Master, one product owner, and developers. Within a Scrum team, there are no sub teams or hierarchies, right? So when you see questions saying testing, so developers would take off care of development and testings would be taken care by other team. So that should not be your one of the options, because Scrum team doesn't talks about sub teams or hierarchies. It is a cohesive unit of professional focused on one objective. And what is that objective? The product goal. Okay. The Scrum teams are cross functional, meaning, remember this team, meaning the members have all the skills necessary to create value each sprint. But people take this cross functional as one person knowing everything. But that's not what Scrum Guide says. It says the people who are part of the Scrum team, the developers who are part of the Scrum teams, they have together they have skills which would help them to create value. They are also self managing, right? So remember, there was one question wherein it was asking who would manage the progress of the work. So
Yeah.
Scrum team, the developers, they'll manage their work. Okay, so if our option is Scrum team, go for that. Scrum team is self managing. But if it's like developer, Scrum Master, product owner, then your answer should be developers. Okay, yeah, or development team, meaning they internally decide who does what, when, and how. The Scrum team is small enough to remain nimble and large enough to complete significant work within a sprint, typically 10 or fewer people. In general, we found that smaller team so why we want smaller team? Because smaller team communicates better and are more productive. If Scrum teams becomes too large, they should consider reorganizing into multiple cohesive Scrum teams, each focused on same product. Therefore, they should share the same product goal, product backlog, or product owner. Now, this answers that question, right? Why we need to have single product backlog, wherein all the teams are working on common goal. Okay, got it?
Yeah.
The Scrum team is responsible for all product related activities from stakeholder collaboration, verification, maintenance, operation, experimentation, research and development, and anything else that might be required. They are structured and empowered by the organization to make their own work. Working in sprint at a sustainable pace improves the Scrum team's focus and consistency. Okay? That's why it's like your sprint duration should not be changing, like you should not extend it, you should not reduce it. There should be a constant and sustainable pace. So 2 weeks means 2 weeks. Yeah, the entire Scrum team is accountable, entire this word is accountable for creating a valuable useful increment every sprint. So when we say entire Scrum team, that means your developer, Scrum Master, and product owner all are accountable for creating value. So how does developer ensures that, not developers, Scrum Master ensures that we are creating value. Remember that example, car mechanic. So we are like mechanic, we have to ensure that team is not disturbed by external factors. Okay, product owner would ensure that, okay, the product backlog is prioritized, it is ordered, it has enough detail, right? So if we as a product owner and Scrum Master would ensure that, even that would help us to create value. Okay, Scrum defines three specific accountabilities within Scrum teams: developers, product owner, and Scrum Master. So now let's understand what is the accountability of each of these entities. Developers are the people in Scrum teams that are committed to creating any aspect of usable increment each sprint. Okay, the specific skills needed by the developers are often broad and will vary with the domain of work. Okay, however, developers are always accountable for. Now, let's see what is their accountability. Creating a plan for the sprint backlog, instilling quality by adhering to definition of done, adapting their plan each day towards the sprint goal. Remember, there was one question where it says that the sprint goal is frozen, but no, okay, and your plan is frozen. No, you adapt each day. How do you adapt to the sprint goal? Through sprint goal is frozen, but the plan to accomplish that sprint goal can be adapted. And how do you adapt? You meet in daily stand up, daily Scrum, you see there is some discrepancy, there is some blocker, uh, which would hinder our sprint goal, so you align yourself with respect to sprint goal, holding each other accountable as professional. Okay, let's understand what does product owner does. The product owner is accountable for maximizing the value of the product resulting from the work of scrum team. How this is done may vary widely across organizations, scrum teams and individuals. The product owner is also accountable for effective product backlog management, which includes developing and explicitly communicating the product goal, creating and clearly communicating the product backlog items, ordering product backlog items, ensuring that the product backlog is transparent, visible, and understood. Remember, that's why I was telling you everything should be there in Jira. You use other tool to capture the requirement, but everything should be in Jira so that team knows what is coming, or stakeholders know that how much is done. Remember those green ticks which I was showing you, so we know, oh, out of, like, say there were like multiple green ticks, that means, oh, 70% of work is done. So all these things should be visible to the stakeholders. The product owner may do the above work or may delegate the responsibility to others. Regardless, the product owner remains accountable. This is also a very important line, right? As a product owner, I can take or other people's help. Maybe I can take lead developers' help or a scrum master's help. But ultimately, anything with respect to the product, who would be the accountable person? The product owner. For product owners to succeed, the entire organization must respect their decision. These decisions are visible in the content and ordering of the product backlog. Remember how it would be ordered? So one of us said risk, but no, not risk. It is the product back. I mean, the product owner would decide, and one should respect his decision. Okay, and through inspectable increment at the sprint review. Yes, but what if the product owner is new and he is not sure how to mm order the product backlog? Scrum Master can coach. Or when we go
Or
to sprint review meeting, and there when we see the increment, from there also we get to know, oh, oh, why did you go for export? You should have gone for import first. Okay. The product owner is one person, not a committee. The product owner may represent the needs of many stakeholders in the product backlog. Those wanting to change the product backlog can do so by trying to convince the product owner. Okay? So product backlog can be changed. It's dynamic. But who is accountable? Product owner.
product owner.
So with whom we should talk to? Product owner.
Yeah.
Okay? And we should respect his decision for ordering. But he the product owner has to ensure that everything is transparent, so that whether his decision was correct or not, we can easily inspect and adapt. Okay.